Hello, it's Paul Green. We're live streaming today and talking about the Ethical Awards scheme that we launched just over a week ago now. We decided to put this together given, when I say we, a number of us, including Kevin, we'll hear from him in a minute. Decided to put these together just to give a level playing field, an equal opportunity, and a non-biased approach to actually judging businesses based on certain criteria for the different categories. So the idea of these live streams is just to bring along one of the sponsors, find out a little bit about why they're involved, and just talk about their particular category and why it might be interesting for you to consider putting your business forward for the particular categories that we talk about. So Kevin, just want to introduce yourself and let people know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. My name is Kevin Robinson from yourcopywriter.com, and we're sponsoring the Small Business Award for this. My own business is coming up on 10 years soon, in various kind of incarnations, and I've been through just about everything that small businesses need to go through. And what we're looking, really the reason that I wanted to get involved in this is I should be going into this in a minute, is because I think small business is a vital part of what we do. It's a vital part of the country's economy. They are quite remarkable people at times, small business owners. So, being a small business myself, I think that deserves rewarding where it excels, but rewarding honestly.
Excellent. So just to give people an overview for anybody tuning into this, we have six judges, standalone judges that will be overviewing all the different categories. We have 10 categories. I can go through those a little bit later. And then each of the sponsors will be the additional judge in each of the categories to look and measure various entries based on the criteria that we've set out in advance. So it's a very, very open format. You can actually, unlike a number of other awards ceremonies that I'm aware of, you can actually get feedback. If you're not successful on your application, we can actually give you some feedback and say where you could improve for next time, etc., etc. And also it's worth saying that the judges are seeing these applications blindly. They won't know who the company is, they won't know who the person is, so there's no bias. They're just really looking at the questions and the answers and just sort of marking those accordingly. And it's pretty much like that. The judges will mark them accordingly, and then whoever gets the highest number of points across the number of judges that are judging that particular category will win. It's as simple as that. So I think that's as honest as we can make it, Kevin, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's you want the spinny chairs that you get on The Voice, don't you, for the
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the important key thing, isn't it, about the awards and the reason I'm involved, and I think you might find this repeated from the other judges and sponsors as well, is that the reason we're involved is it's anonymous. It's an honest award, and it's from the information you have, which is the best and most worthy winner, not who bought the biggest table. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, should I? I don't mean to disparage other awards. We'll do that later.
We're not trying to say that every award scheme out there is bogus in some way.
No, of course not.
Every award scheme has its place. Part of what drove me to set this up was I kept getting these emails through saying, "Oh, you've been nominated for X, Y, Z, whatever it was." I thought, I don't really believe that. So I went through the process of applying. And one of the questions, which was a little bit obvious that things probably weren't quite totally legit, is if you were to win the award, what would you call that award? So basically I put down, funny enough, Business Community of the Year, and lo and behold, about a month later, guess what? I've won that award. I'm not going to use that in my marketing. Winning awards are a key aspect of anybody's marketing, but because I don't think I've won that ethically, it's not something that I'm going to use in my promotional material. And of course, that particular organisation came back and said, "Oh, great, you've won. By the way, could you send us £350 and we'll give you the trophy, we'll give you the certificate, we'll put you in our magazine, etc., etc., etc." And it's like, well, no, I just don't want to play that way. So again, unlike award ceremonies, we do charge an admin fee for you to apply. You can nominate yourself. We don't call it nomination really, because you're not really nominating yourself. You're just applying. You're just an entrant. So we do charge £25, but bearing in mind with some awards schemes like the one I've just mentioned, and a lot of them have a dinner at the end, which is going to cost you sort of 70, 80 quid a head, whatever it might be. And you know, some award schemes, you have to be there to be eligible. We're not doing any of that. We are having a virtual ceremony in October to announce the winners. You don't have to be there. If you've won, you've won. It's as simple as that. So, and again, every entrant gets one free space at that anyway. It's virtual, so it's easy to go. You can put a tuxedo on if you wish, but you're going to have to provide your own dinner and drinks at the end of the day. So that's the way it works. So what sort of things would you be looking for, Kevin, in your category then for any small business that might be considering entering? What type of things would you be looking for to identify the the best small business, if you like?
Okay, I think we have. Really, here we've got an award that is going to somebody who embodies what small business is. I mean, there are, I think, was it something like 3.2 million small businesses in the UK, or something, 3.2 million people who work.
I think it's more than that, actually.
More than that, isn't it? Might be limited. 3.2 million small limited companies in the UK.
Yeah, that could be right. Yeah.
That doesn't include, all the shopkeepers, the childminders, everybody who does all the kind of jobs that are self-employed, etc. But what we're looking for is something that embodies what small business is about. So you don't have to have 50 employees to be a good small business. You don't have to have a radically, groundbreaking industry revolutionizing product. You don't have to have any of those things. What you have to be is a small business who is meeting what we want to kind of have as 4 pillars as of what a small business means, if you see what I mean. What the core of a small business is. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to read them backwards. I'm going to just quickly, if that's all right, run through them backwards for people. So
you may.
I'm doing it backwards, not in any order. It's just that
not in the order I gave them to you.
Not in the order you gave them to me. One of the things about small business is a bloody mindedness, determination to go against the grain. Mm-hmm. So so something again. I mean, we're looking at these in no particular order, but really we want to look at the values that business has. What is it? And the reason I want to start with this one, I think this is probably in the end might be the one that is one of the most important factors. Why are you there? What is the value of your what the values you are bringing to that small business? So it might be that business was set up around a set of circumstances that most people would look at and go, this needs changing. I can do a business that will help in that area. It might be that you saw a hole in the marketplace, but what are your values? What are the ethics of the business? What is it that drives that small business to be in existence? Because you always find there is a story there. You always find that there is some reason why people are in small business, and they're always fascinating. And the reason that it is anybody can be employed. To be a small business, you have to have a driver. You have to have something that makes you want to do it. And it's usually those values. So what are your values? The next one is what your vision is, where you're going. Your small business now, small doesn't necessarily mean always small, but it might well mean that. You've got to remember that these are all kind of fluid things that we're looking at. What's your vision? Where do you want this business to go? Who's it for? Who's it going to help? How are you going to build it? If you're going to build it, if you're not going to build it, is it going to stay at that size for a particular reason? What's your vision for doing that? So what is the vision of the business? Where does it see itself moving onwards to? We want customer feedback. Now, I guess we're talking about testimonials there, but we want feedback from your customers. What do your customers think of you?
Yeah, it's just looking, have you got Google reviews? Have you got Facebook reviews? Have you got LinkedIn things? Just by, really just getting some third party feedback about your business. Because I'm sure any small business owner that out there thinks their business is wonderful, and why wouldn't they? It's what they're passionate about. It's what they do. Yeah. But we just, just as one of the criteria, we're just looking at, have you got some sort of third party social proof? I think is the word.
Social proof.
And again, that's not necessarily about quantity. It's we'll look through some of those things and just sort of see if it backs up what your application is saying, really. So it's just one of those things, just to sort of have a little bit of a credibility check, really.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to the customer feedback thing, credibility is the watchword there, isn't it? If what you've filling in your form and saying my customers love me without any actual customers involved in that at all is better. So like Paul said, we're looking for Google reviews. Potentially we're looking for honest feedback, and I think there's another thing here as well to remember is that, 5-star reviews aren't necessarily going to be the be all and end all of this. What we're looking for is honest feedback that says your business takes its values, takes its vision, and puts them into practice.
Mm.
And
Well,
for the
it's
benefit of
funny.
customers, isn't it?
It's funny when I look at reviews or things like that on a site, I'll usually look at the worst reviews
Mm,
in order to see. Every small business is going to make mistake. If every review or testimony got was 5 stars every time, I think, hold on a minute, it can't be that perfect. And I just look at the ones that might be 4 stars or lower. And for me, it's important to see how the business responded. So,
mm,
you've got the opportunity on Google reviews, if you get a bad one, to actually respond to that person. And I think, that it might have been a bad day in the office or something.
yeah.
Something didn't go right. You slipped up. Customers are king, as it is, as it were. So I think from that point of view, don't worry if you've got a few bad reviews, just as long as you responded, and so we can have a look and sort of see what action you've taken
Yeah.
to review address whatever issue you have at the end of the day. That's really important.
Absolutely, because what they are, they're the expression, like I said, of the values and the vision. And the next one we're coming on to now is your business, the track record of your business. But it might be that those are TripAdvisor, where you've responded to a complaint from somebody because you want a little B&B that you think is fantastic or whatever. And it's important to, like you said, to let us see honest, real reviews from your customers as they are, rather than
Yeah.
we don't want Amazon book reviews for style reviews where it's written by the author's family 15 different times. We're looking for the real business here.
Yeah,
Um,
Amazon can sue you for libel over that one.
as
So
Paul asked me to say that.
the other thing as well is there are in each category. I'll share the categories now, just so you've got an idea of what categories are available to you. So in each category, there's 2 generic questions that sort of says, is there anything else you'd like to put in there to support your application? So there's that's just an open field, an open question on the form. So it might be the specific things, nuances to your industry, nuances about your small business that you can put in there, and then obviously that will be judged on the day versus some of the set questions, if you like. And then also another generic question is, why should you win the award over another business? So you have got some scope to add quite a lot of stuff if you choose, over and above what we're asking as the basic criteria that are generic to any business. So you can see the different categories going along there: business person of the year, young business of the year, small business, growth business, any business that can identify great teamwork, innovation, customer service, employer of the year, technology, and finally green business. You can't even speak. You can apply for more than one category, but unfortunately, the admin fee applies to each category. So if you enter 3 categories, you're going to have to pay for 3 categories to be in them. I think it's important to say that we won't run a category. We will cancel a category if we don't get at least 3 competing businesses, because I think it's a little bit silly if you're the only person in the category. It's a bit silly to award you the award. You need a little bit of competition, and likewise, we'll cap it at 5 finalists as well. So if we do get 20 applicants for a particular category, we will vet that down to 5 finalists at the end of the day. And if you didn't make the final, then we can obviously let you know where you could improve and what you could do differently next time at the end of the day. So I think that in essence it covers most things. If you are watching this live, you've got a question. Now is the time to put it in the comments wherever you are, or if you're listening to the replay and you've got any questions that you want to ask, then just pop that in the comments and we'll get back to you and respond to anything that you need to know that we haven't covered today. And we'll be doing some regular sessions of these, not at a particular time, just as and when. So hopefully you'll get to meet some of the other sponsors and some of the other judges. Tomorrow I'm going to be online at 11 a.m. or thereabouts with Stephen May, who's the overall sponsor for the awards. And so we'll get to hear a little bit from him about why he's involved. Anything else from you, Kevin, before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just the 4th pillar we didn't get to there was the business track record.
Oh, I apologize.
That doesn't need to be massive growth. It doesn't need to be showing that you've gone from 0 to £1 million overnight. What we're looking for is that your track record supports that you've got a business that started, worked, and continues. So it may well be, again, probably tied into the aims of the business and the vision and stuff, to make sure that the track record should tell us that you are running a successful business and have been.
Perfect. So the website domain is going along the bottom in the ticker. So just go to ethical-awards.co.uk, take a little look. The application form is quite straightforward. There's a different application form for each category. You just go through that process and it automatically submits that to us. As I said, the awards ceremony isn't until, let me just check the date, should have prepared, October the 5th. It's going to be a virtual thing in the evening from 6:30. You're more than welcome to come along, Matt. Anybody that's listening that may not have entered the awards but wants to be part of an interesting evening, just sort of meet some small business and do a bit of networking, then you're more than welcome to come along to that. And as I said, every entrant will get one free pass to that event, but you don't have to be there to win the award. So don't confuse that. So thank you very much, Kevin, for giving us some insights today. We'll end the broadcast there. Thanks a lot.
That's wonderful. Thanks. Take care.